Hey yo, it's your boy E King Fight News back in the building, and we got some smoke for the heavyweight champion of the world. And I'm gonna talk about the problem y'all don't want to talk about when it comes to Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz on pay-per-view. Y'all want to bring out the truth? Let's see if you can handle it. It's E King Fight News. Got more on this. Hey yo, it's the King. It's E King Fight News, man. Let's talk about this one, okay? Let's talk about this one. Deontay Wilder about to square off against King Kong Luis Ortiz for the second time. A fight that we got for free on Showtime is now a pay-per-view on Fox. Now there's two problems I got with this fight. One, everybody and their mom is a hypocrite when it comes to wanting to see this rematch. Number two, very simple. I saw Deontay Wilder eventually knock out Luis Ortiz with my own eyes. So why am I paying for a rematch? like for real though. For real though. Why are we being forced to pay for a rematch if we already know what's going to happen? Luis Ortiz didn't get any younger. Luis Ortiz didn't look any kind of impressive. He didn't impress anybody in any victories he's had since he fought Brian Jennings fucking years ago. Since he fought fucking Razvan Kojanu and fucking, you know, whoever the fuck he was fighting before he fought Deontay Wilder for the first time. Luis Ortiz hasn't looked impressive. But we're gonna pay for Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz. Because hey, it's Deontay Wilder. We gotta support. Gotta support the champ. But you know what? I fuck with all that. If he had every intention, I fuck with all that. Except for the fact that he ain't trying to be undisputed unless Andy Ruiz wins versus Anthony Joshua. And it's not a guarantee. And that ain't no guarantee. It's like, okay, now Deontay Wilder wants to be undisputed. But if Andy Ruiz lays an egg, loses his next fight, all of a sudden Deontay Wilder is going to act like he doesn't need to be undisputed. He's going to act like Anthony Joshua's ducking the smoke. Meanwhile, we all know that Eddie Hearn wanted the fight in 2019. Those who follow the issue, those who follow in the situation know Eddie Hearn was begging for the fight in 2019. And yeah, Wilder basically, ignored these dudes. They say, you know what? Fuck them. We're going to do our own thing. And he did. He fought Tyson Fury. Didn't beat him. He got a draw. He actually made Tyson Fury into what he is today. The quote-unquote lineal champion. And apparently they got to run it back. Right? If you really think about it, if Tyson Fury, the best thing for Deontay Wilder is if Tyson Fury steps aside. Because if Tyson Fury goes after the rematch, how is he going to be undisputed anyways? There's going to be an interim fight between winner of AJ Ruiz versus whoever, right? It could be either Alexander Usyk, or it could be Kubrat Pulev, or it could be both of them. Eventually, by the time business is cleared, with Wilder and Fury, and there's no guarantee that fight happens, although I hear it's signed and it's pretty much agreed upon. But when it comes to this fight, when it comes to Wilder Fury, when it comes right down to it, that may not be the fight we want to see anymore, man. I mean, Tyson Fury, he didn't look particularly good against Tom Schwartz. I mean, sorry, he didn't look particularly good against Otto Wallin. He showed a lot of heart. Yeah, he showed some good stamina. You know, he showed he can deal with some of it. But 9 times out of 10, that fight gets stopped. You know, they basically kept Tyson Fury in the ring in the hopes that they don't ruin a Deontay Wilder rematch. So I don't expect Fury to pull out, but I do think that cut still needs some healing time. Right? It's definitely turned into a weak point in how Fury approaches the game. But you know what? For one, I'll say it before and I said it again. When Deontay Wilder beat King Kong Ortiz, I would have been in full support to see the rematch direct. Right? I would be full support. Let's see the rematch. And you know what? I got evidence. I posted several videos looking to see who wants to see this rematch. And it was none other than the Wilder fans. A good portion of my subscribers that said, "Hey, King, Wilder doesn't need to fight Ortiz again, man. Wilder deserves other guys. What's he doing? Why fight Luis Ortiz again? That doesn't make sense, King." That's what they told me. They told me, Luis Ortiz, nah, man, let him fight other cats. Well, hey, how come everybody's supporting this one right now? Y'all gotta tell me. Because I know I got the evidence. You could check the paper trail, man. I got the evidence, man. I always got the evidence, man. Just like Marcellus Wilder, I got the test results, man. Test positive. That's just what it is, man. I can't change the test result. Test positive. Marcello's. Y'all don't like to hear that, I already know. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think, man. When it comes to Luis Ortiz, there was no support for a direct rematch. But all of a sudden, you got no problem supporting the rematch now. I don't know how that makes sense. I really don't know how that makes sense. Because you know what? I would support the pay-per-view if you see, you make fights when they're hot, not when they're cold. It's very simple. This is like boxing 101. You make fights when they're hot. Luis Ortiz lost all respect by the hardcore boxing fans when he declined to fight Anthony Joshua when he could have been a late replacement fight. He lost a whole lot of respect in the boxing community. Don't act like he didn't. I was there. Now you got people trolling Deontay Wilder. When he says he's one face, one name, you know, people are saying, oh, but you only got one belt. You only got one belt. Oh, but you know what? You haven't unified anything. And people can still say it because he hasn't done it. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? And it is what it is, man. And I fuck with Wilder heavy. And the way he moves is the way he moves. You know? What's the only reason Showtime dropped $10 million to see him knock out Dominic Brazil? is because DAZN was out there trying to give Deontay Wilder the bag. He was trying to give him that $10 million plus. And on the back end, try to sign him up for a $40 million payday against most likely Anthony Joshua. Right? It was DAZN that brought Deontay Wilder's stock up. Otherwise, it would have never went down like that. But y'all know what it is, man. You already know. And when it comes to Luis Ortiz, I fuck with Luis Ortiz. But I ain't gonna act like, he just knocked out fucking Derek Chisora and Joseph Parker. I know he didn't get those fights. But goddamn, there are fighters out there. He could have been fighting Kownacki. But, Al Heyman has his protected fighters. He could have been fighting, fucking Oscar Rivas. Hey, some people don't want the smoke. But Luis Ortiz was protected after the Deontay Wilder loss. Don't act like he wasn't. They put him in there against subpar Christian Hammer. Who was the guy? And what was it, Christian Hammer? Man, they put Luis Ortiz in there with a good, nice little, tune-up fights, getting them ready to get knocked out once again by Deontay Wilder, and people want to get excited to buy pay-per-view. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Honestly, we don't do that over here, man. We don't do that over here, man. It ain't cool to buy a pay-per-view that's going to be a blowout. That ain't cool. That's like, you know what that's like? The New York Jets just got shut out against the New England Patriots on Monday night. What if you had to pay for that shit? Y'all tell me, would y'all be happy to pay for that shit? Fuck out of here, man. Honestly, the fight doesn't go past 5 rounds. And Deontay Wilder probably knocks out Luis Ortiz, man. I have no doubt about it, but let me know what you guys think. It's E King Fight News. And we gone, man. Peace.